Hey YouTube, Kira Twig here, bringing you guys my Odd Eyes Magician deck profile for April 2016. This deck did get, pretty hit with the most recent ban list, but I still created a new version of the deck for you guys. It's more magician dependent than my last one. The other one really focused on the perform age along with the magician. So this one focuses more just solely on magicians with a little perform age to help. So let's go ahead and get started. I run 3 Dragon Pit Magician. He's one of the main scales you use for your Pendulum summons. His effect is once per turn, if you have a Magician card in your other Pendulum zone, you can discard one Pendulum monster, target one spell or trap on the field, and destroy it. And with your respective other Pendulum scale, Dragon Pulse Magician, who can destroy face-up monsters on the field by discarding a Magician monster. They both work really well together. A scale of 1 and 8 with no reduction ability, like if you have the wrong scale on the other side. Plus with monster destruction and spell destruction really helps out. And you don't have to fret about, losing magicians to the graveyard instead of sending them to the extra deck, because I also run 3 Oath Dragon Magician. His effect allows you to recycle magician cards, whether it be from face up in your extra deck to your graveyard. Its monster effect is when it's normal or special summon, you can target one magician, pendulum, or odd eyes monster in your graveyard, except for Oath Dragon Magician, and add it to your hand. You can only use the effect once per turn, and then the pendulum effect allows you to get them back from your extra deck. So lots of recycle with this guy. And I also run 2 Janky Magician, another heavy hitter along with Odd Eyes. Basically, with his effect, he can target one light monster on the field and negate that face-up monster's effect until the end of the turn. And the Pendulum effect is once per turn, you can target one face-up Exceed monster, and it can become a level, so you can, Exceed summon with Exceed monsters, that have used up all their material. And I also run 2 Dharma Eye Magician. Basically, when this card is Pendulum Summon on the field, you can Magician Pendulum monsters you control cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. During the turn, this card is Pendulum Summon, so you don't have to worry about Bottomless, Torrential, Mirror Force, stuff like that. And the Pendulum Scale effect is once per turn, you can reveal one Pendulum monster in your hand, then target one Magician card into your Pendulum zone. That target's Pendulum Scale becomes the same as the revealed Pendulum monster until the end of the turn. So if you have, like, let's say, by some weird chance, 2 and 3, reveal, let's say, forgot the name, Dragon Pit, the scale will bump up, so you don't have to worry about that turn. And also run 2 Noble Dragon Magician. This is the tuner card you use, and basically in the graveyard you can reduce an Odd Eye monster by 3 levels to special summon this card. So basically you can go for the level 7 synchro of the Meteor Burst Dragon, with Odd Eyes, and if you use this card for a synchro summon without an Odd Eyes monster, you put it back on the bottom of the deck. So best to use it with Odd Eyes, because then it'll go to the extra deck for you to reuse again. And 1 Wisdom Eye Magician. This card's down to 1 on the ban list. Really good. The destruction effect allows you to, place a magician card from your deck, so it sets up your scales, but it was way too broke. At least they didn't completely hit it. 1 still, makes it very viable in the deck. Also, 1 Time Gazer Magician. This card helps basically because Wisdom Eye set up your scale of 8 in the Pendulum scale. Now that you have to more rely on getting Magician cards, whether it be with Pendulum Call or something like that. Time Gazer Magician is just an extra add-on, and the only restriction is you have to have no monsters on the field. So set this guy first, but then you got your scale of 8 all figured out. And same with Zhang Shen Magician, just another scale 8 target for you to run. Basically, its scale changes if you control more cards than your opponent, and this card also reduces or raises up the level of a dragon type monster by 3. So it's meant to work with Janky Magicians, so you can get out Odd Eyes Rebellion Dragon. But like I said, I mostly just like it for the scale of 8, because you have plenty of 2s and 3s in the deck. Scale 8 is what you want to worry about. Plus 1 Skullcrabat Joker. This card just helps with your search, down to 1 on the list, along with Wisdom Eye, so just 1. And 1 Archfiend Eccentric. Good Pendulum Summon target, plus another high scale with pop effects for spell and traps and monsters. And one of the main cards of the deck, Odd Eyes. Run 3 Odd Eyes. The double damage, also it's a heavy hitter. Use it for a lot of your Exceed summons, Synchro summons with Meteor Burst, Absolute Dragon. And also 2 Kieran. This card's really good with the compulse effect, just compulsing a Pendulum monster to compulse one of your opponent's monsters. 2 good and very easy to get out with its level 6. Your scales are usually always 2 and 3 with 8 or, etc. And the only perform mage that I run now in the deck is Hat Tricker. Basically, the damage absorbing effect is good, but I mostly use him for the special summon effect if you control 2 or more monsters. In case you don't have the materials for Pendulum summoning, this helps with your Exceed summons. And I also, now on Dispels, I run 3 Pendulum Call. This card really is good for getting the scales you need. You discard 1 card to add 2 Magician Pendulum monsters, and then your Pendulum scales can't be destroyed until the end of your opponent's next turn. So it helps against Twin Twisters. Wavering Eyes really isn't a problem anymore, but Twin Twisters can still, pop up here and there. And that card helps set up a lot of your plays. Plus 3 Sky Iris. Basically, you destroy 1 face-up card you control, and then you can add 1 Odd Eyes card from your deck to your hand. This card's going to get way better when we get Shining victories, get more Odd Eyes searches, Pendulum monsters, Performa Pals. But you can also search out Odd Eyes Fusion, which I also like to run one of, in case you don't want to, search Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon. Let's say you already have your Pendulum Dragons. This card can also really help out. And 3 Twin Twister. Wavering Eyes is gone, so you can't rely too much on that. But this card, helps with back row effects as well, or your opponent's Pendulum scales. And 2 Instant Fusion, just for more of those rank 4 Exceed plays late game. And that's it for the main deck. We'll move on to the extra. I run 2 Odd Eyes Absolute Dragon. Very easy to make this card, plus the special summon effect to get a monster from your extra deck, or the Odd Eyes special summon really helps swarm the field. And I also run 1 Odd Eyes Rebellion Dragon. This card can come out really easy. Not so much with the, effect of how you Exceed summon it, but more, of Absolute Dragon. There have been times when I would, ram into a Dark Destroyer if I really needed to with this card just to get over it. Also, 1 Gauntlet Launcher works with the level 6 monsters you run. And 1 Majester helps with getting the Pendulum monsters you need. 1 Abyss Dweller. 1 Arc, 1 Dark Rebellion, 1 Castell, and 1 Trapeze Magician. And for synchros, I run 2 Meteor Burst Dragon and 1 Black Rose Dragon. Meteor Burst really helps. Basically, with the special summon effect from the Pendulum scale, like I said, Field Swarm, then you can go into Absolute Dragon. And 1 Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon for Odd Eyes fusion targets, or with Absolute Dragon later on, if it's sent to the graveyard, you can special summon this and then use its effect. And the Norden for the instant fusion targets. So yeah, that's it for the deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and Kira Twig out.